Hey, what's up, dudes? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another Dead by Daylight video. Today we're going to be talking about the mid-chapter patch and more specifically the paragraph that's coming with it. If you guys did not know, it is rumored that we will be getting a mid-chapter paragraph that includes just the survivor and possibly the new game mechanic Boon Totems. So before we jump into it, I'd like to ask you guys, if you are updated, informed, or entertained, please consider leaving a like on this video. It helps out a ton with visibility and it means a lot to me. And also, if you want more Dead by Daylight content like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel. That also helps out the channel a ton, and we're getting so close to 20,000 subscribers, which is nuts. It's actually crazy. But with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into this. So before we actually get into the theory of who this survivor could be, we need to talk about everything we know so far. And I think we know a little bit more than you might expect. We already know the PTB release date, the live release date, all of the skins, and the release dates for the skins. So let's go through it. Now this is of course from dbdleaks over on Twitter. They always have the best information. I'll leave their Twitter linked in the description down below. But their post says, updated info for 5.3.0 shop cosmetics, mid-chapter 21.5 PTB release date, 28th of September, so this month. Mid-chapter 21.5 live release date is the 19th of October. And they do say, reminder, new survivor is original. So we will be getting the PTB for this survivor near the end of this month. Now, we're still not entirely sure if we're going to get this survivor as a paragraph and a rework with it when it comes to another killer, a rebalance, whatever. But you do have to keep in mind along with this is just leaks, nothing is 100% confirmed, but everything about the Hellraiser chapter was 100% accurate. So I think these guys are really reliable. Now when it comes to the skins, we know that Hillbilly's getting a skin, the new survivor is getting 4 commons, 3 uncommons, 1 rare, and 1 very rare. Nia is getting a new skin, Pyramid Head is getting a skin, Nemesis is getting a skin, and Cheryl is getting a new legendary skin. And the release dates for all of these are of course October the 19th for Nia, Hillbilly, and the survivor, and for Pyramid Head, Nemesis, and Cheryl, it'll be the 26th of October for Cheryl and Pyramid Head, and the 28th for Nemesis. Now of course we have no idea what these skins are yet, what they could be, but then again we didn't know what the Pinhead skins were, or any skins for this current chapter. We didn't know what they were until like the day before Pinhead came out. But our next piece of factual information comes from this latest patch that dropped with the Hellraiser chapter, and that is info on Boon perks. And that says the survivor perks called Boon perks will transform a dull totem into a Boon totem when blessed by a survivor. Killers can snuff out Boon totems to deactivate the associated Boon perk and dispel its blessing. Now as talked about previously, I'm not a fan of this so far. I feel like survivors should have to hunt it down and break it to get the benefits, but that's neither here nor there. But we know this is coming, and in fact we know this is coming with the mid-chapter patch. We don't know the effect of it, but we do know this is coming with the mid-chapter patch survivor. Now this is where the theories come in though, and there's a few theories, but there's a theory that I specifically like, and I can't even take credit for it. It came from my comments section. Shout out to Urban Carnage for sending this through to the comments. He says Haiti Cower, I'm saying that completely wrong, is likely the survivor coming mid-chapter, who was mentioned in 3 tomes. She'd be the first Indian survivor and the first psychic survivor, so it would make sense if she has a Boon totem. And he's not wrong. I actually think this makes a lot of sense, and if you do research into the background of this character, it says Hadi Kaur is an Indian psychic investigator who is focused on in various tome entries. She creates the Harbinger of Hell web series, where she investigates paranormal phenomenon and historical tragedies, as well as working to expose the black veil across various realities. She makes the web series alongside her older French-Canadian stepbrother Jordan Royce, and is produced by her step-uncle Stefan Royce. She is funded by a mysterious benefactor Surin Rivera. She has the ability to see what others cannot and view the overlaps between realities as well as the events of the past. She is mentioned in Tome 6 Divergence, In Search of Lost Things, Tome 7 Forsaking Universus Alvio, and Tome 8 Deliverance, Midnight in the Garden of Infinity. Now I'm not going to go through all of her lore here, but I will leave this linked in the description down below if you guys want to know more about this character. But I do think there is a very, very good point here when it comes to this character possibly being the mid-chapter patch survivor. Now I personally think that it's going to be a pre-established character. I think no matter who it is, it's going to be a character that we've heard about in some way, shape, or form before, and there's another popular theory out there that it could end up being the human version of the hag from a different reality before she actually went down the dark path of using the hexes. The popular theory for that is that she uses boons instead of hexes, which, I mean, makes a lot of sense. But regardless, I think it's going to be a pre-established character. And what better character to do it with aside from Hag, because Hag makes the most sense to me and it would add so much lore to the game, but we're still not entirely sure if they're going to do multiple versions of the same character for Killer and Survivor. We don't know on that yet. So going off of what we know they will do with an already pre-established character that makes sense to have something like a Boon Totem, that is Heidi. She already has, or Haiti, however you say her name, she already has these mystical powers of being a psychic investigator. She probably knows about all of that stuff when it comes to hexes and boons and everything else, so it would make sense for her to actually know about these powers that be these beneficial powers that could help herself and the other survivors in these trials when she's brought in. Now, another interesting thing that further weaves this character into the story is that her parents disappeared on an island when she was 5 years old. People have theorized this is a potential hint towards her being a member of the pariahs like Felix and Elodie. So I think this is really interesting. I do think this character is very likely. We don't know any more information than I've listed off here, but I really do think it would add a ton to the lore and the story of Dead by Daylight, bringing a character that's been pre-established like this into the game. It has happened before, but I don't think it's happened with as pre-established characters as this character. I could be completely wrong in talking out my ass there, but I still think it would be interesting to see her. Regardless of whether it's this patch, this survivor or not, I think it would be interesting to see this character in the future. My personal want is to get the human version of the Hag in the game, because that opens up the possibility for so many different killers that could have been good while they were humans or transformed into what they are by the entity. There's so much potential there to see them be good on the survivor side and add so much to the story and show that this is like a big multiverse and the entity can really do anything. That adds so much lore in for the entity, for the realm itself. Like, I think that would be very interesting, but we'll just have to wait and see when it comes to that. But that's all we got. Those are the theories for this mid-chapter survivor that's coming out very soon. I doubt we'll get any teases, like hardcore teases for this paragraph, chapter, whatever you want to call it. We probably won't know anything about it up until like the day it releases. That's just kind of how it works with these original chapters most of the time, Trickster excluded there. So we'll just have to see. There'll probably be more information that will come out over time in the form of leaks, and we'll definitely be covering that, but that's probably all we'll end up getting. But that is going to do it for me, dudes. I want you guys to let me know what you think about this in the comments down below. Do you think it could be this character, or are you leaning towards Lisa, the human version of the Hag? Let me know in the comments down below. Again, that's going to do it for me. Thank you, dudes, so much for watching. I really appreciate it. My name is Toot, and I've been your host, and I'll see you dudes next time. Peace out.